Alright guys, welcome back to Ralph's house, where we paint from the heart. And we have a ball doing it. Telling stories with paint. Guys, it don't get no better than this. Tell you what, we're still working on our steamboat coming up the river. We need to put some things, kind of move things back into the background a little bit and tone some things down. And so our palette's going to be very simple. I've got some raw umber, raw sienna, ultramarine blue. I love ultramarine blue because I can still need some shadows, need some more darks put back in there. And my burnt sienna. So let's see what we can do with some of these colors. I'm going to start on this side of the canvas to make it easier on my cameraman. He can kind of follow me across here. We need to tone that roof down a little bit. I'm going to grab some raw umber there. And this is a good color because raw umber doesn't really cover anything up. You put it on there, see what it does? Put it on, take it back off, and it just gives you a good covering color, and I like that. Something I can paint some highlights in, but it didn't really cover up all the background areas in there, but it toned that roof down because I want that roof, that's in the background. I don't want it on the same plane as this. This is going to be closer up here. So we just moved it back a little bit. If I want to darken it a little bit, I just put it on a little bit thicker, like the shadows under that porch. See what it just did? See how it just made that shadow under there? Put that shadow in the doorway, catch it in that window. Catch it all the way to the end. And there, and then this side of the building a little bit. So that's going to create the shadow side there. We wanted that. Now we had our poles that were in front, they were a little bit lighter, but we'll take care of that. Under that porch, we need to darken it down just a little bit. Kind of set it down. It's got to sit on the ground. It's got to have a dark shadow under it. A little bit more of that. Again, it's just raw umber. I feel safe with raw umber because I can put it on and take it off without really messing up the paint. Do that. So that's going to give me my shapes. The shadow where the porch is casting with the sunlight. We know it's coming from over here and it's shining at that angle. Hit on that roof, cast back under there. This part of the roof is probably going to be a little bit of rust on the roof. That's a little bit of, yeah, see, I like that. Got to have a little bit of rust in these old roofs. We got that old chimney over here. We know it's going to be rusty right around that. Pull that into there. So we're just trying to just make it look a little bit older. Carry that back down into there. Well, I had this color. This is kind of getting my log a little bit over here. And that shadow, I'm going to keep those shadows good. Where it goes on down into the water, I'm going to pull that color on down to the water a little bit. Catch it on this one. So it won't really cover those little colors up, it just gives it a good tree looking color. Pull that down into there. Okay, we'll work on this boat a little bit. We're kind of bright. Again, we'll take that raw umber. And tone some of this stuff down. We'll come back and catch it with a few highlights, but not. So I can go right across that. So we'll get more of that wood look, that wood color to things. Woods doesn't get real bright. Wood doesn't have a strong highlight, strong reflection. Wood kind of absorbs light. It's not like metal. So we're just going to kind of get a little bit of a wood look into here. Well, these boats were built out of wood. And there's still some structural pieces we don't have on this boat yet. We're going to have to get in here. And we'll cut them in here in a minute because we've got to have that A-frame that comes up here that holds that wheel back there. It's not there. And just tone those shadows down just a little bit. Tone those pieces down. And so we had that shadow like we did over on the cabin. Let's cast that in here. The light's not getting under that deck there, into the cabin way. I'll kind of tone that blue down a little bit. So you can almost put it on and erase it back off, but it won't all come off. It just leaves that, it'll give it that look that you want to have there. Keep that bow a little bit bright, even in the water. So just tone that down. See how it just tones it down a little bit? A little bit bright back there. That kind of help a little bit. Don't take much. That's my miracle paint right there. I like that. That mast is so bright. Just give it a wood color. Tone it down just a little bit. There we go. this cross piece here. We want that stuff in there, but we don't want to cover it up. We don't want it white. Let's get it on there. We talk about this all the time, but there ain't nothing more fun than painting. And we'll go going over stuff. I mean, y'all already seen me. This one painting alone, go over these pieces, same pieces, 3 or 4 or 5 times in one area. And we just never know how it's going to work out. And we keep adding more paint, moving stuff around till we get it to be what we want it to be. Shadows, that wood color down here in the water, the reflections. Yeah, that's the other one now. Grab a little bit more of that down there. A little more, we'll touch of water. See how it makes a good shadow color under there? For wood, it works out real good. Put that old wheel in there. That side of the wheelhouse is in the, all that whole side over here is actually in the shadow. Because the light's coming from actually kind of the rear of the boat. So we're going to catch that right in there. That shadow we had on the roof. I like that, that worked out pretty good. Tone down to that right there. We just keep going back and forth. So what we need to do to make this work? A little bit of shadow under that deck. This gives me stuff to paint into. And I'm going to grab a little bit, man, we'll get a little bit more of this. Lose some of that blue color in that boat. So we got that blue that's underlaying. Got that that's already there, kind of a blue tint to it. Went over this raw lumber, kind of neutralizes all that a little bit. Put it on and wipe it back off, see how it changed the color from that blue to more of a neutral color, more of a neutral white back there. That way when we have our highlights, we won't make it jump back out there again. But right now we're trying to tone this down a little bit. And painting over paint, that's what I like to do. I think that's getting us back to where we wanted to be right there. Gives us kind of a place to start. We moved our cabin back a little bit. We're going to see what we can do. Yeah, okay.